Hi everybody, it's me Tom. I would like to very first right off the bat thank absolutely everybody. Hearing from people that I haven't heard from in 10, 15, even 20 years. The response that I had to my message yesterday was beyond my wildest dreams, and the support and the love that have come my way in the last day, I never could have expected it. I am absolutely humbled by it, and I thank you all so profoundly from the bottom of my heart. So today is my first vlog about my lovely experience with my good friend depression. It's a battle that's plagued me a little bit throughout my life, but of course in the last year, it's a little monster that really seemed to get the better of me. Unfortunately, I'm going to start this vlog on a little bit of a bad note. I promise the ultimate goal is to get more positive from here, but I'm going to start you at the low point. The low point of my journey, and at this point, the low point of my life. We're down here in the marshlands of the Credit River, just south of the 403, just north of Burnhamthorpe, well off the path, away from people and away from walking things. I brought you down here because it was my plan, just not too many days ago, to come on down here myself. I had an overwhelming urge to use this. This is a serrated knife. It's a nice little steak knife. You're going to see them at Kelsey's, you're going to see them at Montana's, you're going to see them at Lone Star. And this is what I wanted to use to end my life. And this is where I wanted to come to end my life. My thought was to walk just a few steps over that way and find myself a nice little bit of water, lie down, say goodbye to this wrist. And then I figured if I did the job right, I wouldn't be able to use my hand very well. So I'd have to squeeze the knife between my knees to get the other wrist. And lie down and say goodnight. So what I want this vlog to be about today is to hopefully share with you how I went from a devoted father and a happy person who would never, ever think of suicide. In fact, any of you that have known me have probably heard me talk about suicides in the past, when a parent in particular committed suicide. I had no respect and, no empathy. I've always said, once you have kids, you've taken that option off the table for yourself, because you have something bigger to aspire to. So the question is, how did I go from that to this? Depression is a very insidious little friend. The biggest problem I find that I have with it is, for me, depression is not delusion. And what I mean is, for the last year, my mind has been flooded with negative thoughts, with horrible thoughts about myself, about my situation in life, about my future. And it really started a little bit more than 1 year ago. When I look back, I see that the shroud of depression had been affecting me for some time, but it was September of last year when depression for the first time really got the better of me, and I had what's known as an acute, rapid onset, time-sensitive bout of severe depression and anxiety, which from here on out I'm going to refer to as a nervous breakdown, because that's what it used to be called, and damn it, that's what I'd like to call it. My breakdown was definitely the result of stress. It was a result of basically a perfect storm. It was the result of money problems and feeling that I was just never getting ahead, never getting out of debt. It was a result of family problems. My father, who I love more than anything, who was my best friend and who in most ways I most certainly remind a lot of people have, passed away last year after a very hard and long battle with cancer, and I was there for a lot of that. Then my wife got very, very sick, and for a while there we thought some very scary things on that. 3 surgeries later, I'm happy to say that Robin is healthy as a horse and everything's going great there, but at the time, it was definitely a very severe source of stress for me. On top of that, I had my work problems. So while all this personal stuff was going on, I was running a restaurant that was a very challenging restaurant that was habitually understaffed, and that was requiring me to work 60, 70, and there were even some weeks that were 80 hours a week. Although the majority of my personal and financial problems were at least somewhat under control, or at least in the case of my father, finished, my stress at work really pushed me over the edge. And I found myself returning to work on, I believe it was August 30th, 2016, returning home from work at about 2 in the morning and unable to do anything but cry when my wife asked me how my day was. And what I didn't know at the time was that I was indeed suffering a breakdown, and I was beginning a journey that was going to be far longer and far more challenging than I could have ever imagined. That journey's led me here today, and for the first time in a year, I feel like I'm taking the first step to try and get back on the path that my life should be on, and hopefully to try and help others to get back on the path that their lives should be on. I'm going to share with you my symptoms. I'm going to share with you my experiences. I'm going to share with you everything I possibly can. What I ask for all of you in return is engage me, share my story, ask me questions, and if you don't want to ask me in a public chat forum, DM me. I'd like to use this vlog to answer people's questions. I have no problem with doing hard research and trying to help anybody out there that wants to dig in and wants to look into depression and its effects on people and how it has changed the lives of so many people. So that's what this vlog is going to be about, and I thank all of you for experiencing this with me and for coming along with me. And if I haven't bored you to tears so far, I'd like to thank you very much for watching my first one, and I'm coming at you with a second one pretty much right away, so we'll talk soon.